The world is in a constant state of change. Things vary from one observation to the next. But how do we record these variations across observations in data science? A variable is a placeholder for a value that changes. We call them variables because their values vary across each observation. In data science, we store variables on the columns of a table. Columns are the vertical groups of data that are contained within the table. For example, imagine we're recording the vital signs for a patient at a hospital. Our variables might be the date and time of the observation, the patient's heart rate measured by their pulse, and their body temperature at the time of the observation. What is most important is that all of the elements in a specific column must be of the same data type, scale, and unit of measure. For example, we don't want our dates to be stored using different date formats. We don't want our heart rate data to be stored using two different data types. And we don't want our temperature to use both Celsius and Fahrenheit units of measure. Instead, we want all of our data in the column to use the same data type, same scale, and same unit of measure. Finally, we want one and only one variable per column of data. We don't want to try placing multiple variables in a single column. For example, if we're recording blood pressure, we record two numbers, the systolic blood pressure and the diastolic blood pressure. We don't want to record both of these measures in a single column like we would commonly see it written in our medical history. Instead, we'd prefer to have a separate column for systolic blood pressure and a separate column for diastolic blood pressure. Storing each variable in a separate column allows us to store, process, and analyze the data more efficiently. Outside of data science, the columns of a table go by various names. First, you may simply hear them referred to as columns. In addition, you may also hear them referred to as attributes or, in some cases, as properties. No matter what they're called, variables should always be represented as columns in tabular data.